All right. Keeping 100% equity of your business doesn't make sense. And this might sound really controversial. And it also like a totally different belief set when I first started out. But after making like multiple seven figures in the online space, building multiple businesses from agencies to e-commerce stores, I basically can state with conviction that it makes no sense to keep 100% of equity. In the beginning, you think, okay, yeah, I'm going to keep most of it for myself. I'm just going to hire people. And then it's going to work out, but it isn't. So the deeper you get into the game, and I can tell you this from like being years in the trenches, there's so many things that basically you need to master in business. And usually like there's marketing, there's product and sales, and it's so difficult to basically be an expert in all of them, and at the same time, essentially be a leader. It's like almost impossible, and you're going to need good people, but there's also like a lot of pitfalls, and I basically fell on almost all of them. And this video is just going to show you the roadmap, how you can basically do this for yourself to basically save yourself like a bunch of years of struggle by just like partnering up with the right people, because like building a small cake or like a small business alone isn't like brave, it's stupid. So like makes way more sense to make build a bigger cake with others, have way more chill experience, way more fun experience, just like split the cake and still have more for yourself. Okay, now there's like a significant difference between being a first time founder, like a serial founder. So if you're like a first time founder, you can't just like go out there and look for partners. It does like makes no sense because you have no reputation, nobody serious is going to partner with you. And at the same time, you also don't know what good looks like. And if you just like go in there day one and just like go get a partner, maybe like a best friend or something like this, and go give every equity away, just like setting yourself up for like a painful divorce because it's not going to work out most probably because you don't have the experience. And also like you have no track record and the other person has no track record. So that's not the way. If you are a serial founder, that's most definitely the way. So it's the best way to like build a big e-commerce brand or build a big agency, just like say, okay, I'm great at marketing, let's find a sales guy with reputation, partner with them, or like a fulfillment guy with reputation, partner with them. Awesome. But if you're like first time founder, not the way for you. What is the way for you from starting up a few businesses? First of all, you have the vision of the business. You have to get it going along, and it's going to suck, but you have to get some traction, you have some vision, some roadmap. And what you're going to do is just going to get, by default by getting in specialists in like product domain, marketing domain, sales domain, whatever, your weak points are. Just going to get the specialists in. And then once you find good ones, what you can do, you can just like tie them closer to you, because usually like freelancers have like different clients, but they're like really good in one field. And then what you can do is like say, okay, let's make something exclusive, and then you just like give them a rev share, profit share, and they this becomes more like a partnership because the compensation goes in the direction of a partnership. Is not a retainer anymore, it's the revenue or profit share. And from there just like grows closer and closer, and then like after like 1 or 2 years, you can basically really the person. After like 3 years, really basically you know where you're at, and then you can turn this freelancer relationship, or basically the relationship you had, into like actual partnership with equity, and you know what you're going to get because you're not buying the cat in the bag. You basically know who this person is. And that's how I would recommend everyone do it. If you like happen to be a solo founder, just like get a bunch of specialists, the good ones, just like tie them close to you, give them a revenue profit share, and then basically from there, take the best ones and basically make them your partners. And that's how you build them. And that's how I do it at the first time founder. And what I have to say, this only works because there has to be like a power balance in place, which basically means you can only do this with like freelancers who like haven't built like a big business yet, and basically just like power balance like more like that. So you're here and they're there. If you have someone who's already found, then this won't work. It's like this only works with like also like first time people who like happen to be a freelancer. Which brings us like to point 4. You don't even have to build a business yourself. So a really crazy hack would also like a lot of people overlook. It's just like partnering up with people already building something great. So if you have any sort of skill, whatever it may be, you can just like partner up with someone, just like become that guy, provide a large value, get a great revenue share, don't have all the headache, and basically at the same time, then like become a partner later and also like have a stake of a business. So if you look at like big business, the founder only holds a small stake and a bunch of people involved because it takes a village to build something great. And if you already know that it's going to be like that anyway, then it really doesn't matter. But like the founder guy would just like join someone. It's like just like makes more sense just like join someone because they already have the proof of concept. You can just like go from there and don't have to like spend like 2 years just like figuring out proof of concept and eventually just like stand there with nothing. This is like a really big hack. A lot of people underestimate. And also like something you're going to realize from like being in the game, and maybe you already realize like business is a hard game. It's brutal, and relationships are the ultimate leverage because shit is going to hit the fan. You're not going to know everything. And in the end, it's like humans are herd animals. And it's just like it's going to be such a better experience to like have people you can rely on, you can trust, and that's like the biggest leverage in the long term. Because it's not about like doing any kind of sprint or just like getting anywhere fast. It's basically just about keeping going. It's a marathon, and you basically need allies. It's like it's a battle, and it's a constant battle. And if you have the right people in your boat, you're just going to beat everyone else. Because as a solo founder, we just go up against like someone who has like different partners, different domains, so they're just going to beat you. And business is not fair. It's 0% fair. It's like open market competition and the best guys win. And that's like also like why brings back to like the serial founder point. People who are like in the second, third, fourth one in business usually crush everyone else because they like partner up with the right people right away and just like out dominate everyone. So for example, if you like start up in the e-commerce brand, there's like someone who's like just like a genius in logistics and someone else genius in product, genius in marketing. You're not going to beat that. Even if you have like a better idea or better vision, you're not going to beat that because like you have raw skill and that's bundled up in a team is like it's unbeatable. And that's basically how this works. So business is not really a game of basically if you like the hardest working person, also like this is hustle culture. It's rather a game basically of being like strategic and basically who's like the best architect of like human relations and basically building a great team or basically just like putting together that group who can actually achieve the vision because it actually needs that. And if you don't have that, then it's like almost unlikely that you're going to reach your goal. And you're just going to learn this by just like failing, hammering head against the wall. It's like in the beginning I did everything myself. Then I just like started getting the first people and I made my first experience with like really shitty people. And I was like, I had the first good ones and then the first partnerships on. It's like, oh my God. And I basically felt going like in a new business, I would never be a solo founder. I would just like first sit down and like, okay, I'm going to want to do this. I know my strengths and my weaknesses, which comes to the self-awareness most people don't have. But if you go while in business, you're just going to realize that what your strengths, what your weaknesses are, and you're just going to look, okay, I'm weak there. You're just going to look in the mirror and then just going to get people who have strengths there and you're basically going to match up. And that's basically how you build really, really great businesses. And if you like look at everything that's successful, anything you want to look at, just like go out there, look at any business. If you just like look under the hood, that's how it works. It's like a group of really talented people working together really close and making this work because business is hard and brutal. And if you don't understand this, as long as you're basically stuck in the I'm going to keep 100% of the equity, you're basically stuck in this what we call like first time founder trap because you're basically just like ripping yourself away the opportunity to even go in this direction and open up this entire world of opportunity. Because people always say, okay, what's holding you back the most is the stuff that you can't figure out, but it's actually not true. The stuff that's holding you most back is basically the stuff that you don't know that don't know. And if you don't know that first time founder trap, you're just going to spend like 2 or 3 years trying to figure it out alone instead of just like, because I get the right person in to help you and just like letting go of your ego. But you're going to bang like your head against the wall 2 or 3 years alone because you're going to be a solo founder. You're going to listen to all these gurus. They're like, you don't need anyone. You only need yourself. And then you're going to realize that. And that's like the most dangerous trap because you're going to take it that long. So if you just like can adapt that mentality, let go of the entire founder pride and just like say, okay, I know my vision. I know what I want in life, but I'm also like willing to share. I'm willing to have like a big cake and share it with others. You're going to have so much more success. And that's like the mentality, like all the biggest entrepreneurs who do best in business share. And the sooner you can adapt that, the sooner you're going to win. And this taken me like 2 or 3 years, but now I basically got it on the silver plate. To do with that whatever you wish, but I just like really hope from bottom of my heart that you're going to find the right people. That made all the difference for me. And to be totally honest, if I wouldn't have that, I wouldn't even be going anymore in business. To be totally honest, because it's like it's really hard, it's tough, but it's like that's what the backbone which enables you to win in the long run. So basically, like the most of the money I made is attributed to like having the right people in my corner. And it's also like what a lot of people are not willing to admit is like say, yeah, it's on me, I'm the man, but it's not. It's like usually like it's usually just like the credit goes to others, and you just like happen to basically be a part of the team and basically help others and help you, and that's it. Helping others reach their goals because then they help you, which then comes down to like being a servant leader. But that's like a topic for another video. But and then if you're just going to help others win, you're going to get everything you want in life. And if you adapt that mindset, you're basically already going to crush everyone else because nobody thinks that way. Just like think, okay, looking at smart individuals and saying, okay, how can I get this person what they want in life? Because then they're automatically going to help you get what you want in life. And a good business with a lot of good business relationships and partnerships in between it is just a big summary of this mentality. Because it's just a bunch of people who are trying to help each other and get the other person to their goal, and then everybody reach the big vision and everybody gets there. Obviously, there's like way more fucked up stuff in business. But just like from the bird's eye, don't fall into the trap, first time founder trap. Give away equity of your business, but do it smart, as just outlined. See you in the next one.